If it's Monday night, oh, yes, it is Ridiculously Raw. Hello, friends. It's Ridiculously Over. Anthony Floyo, the man who tells it like it is. Back with you for another edition of Ridiculously Raw. And let me tell you, a historic Monday Night Raw indeed tonight in Charlotte, North Carolina. Oh, boy, an ending for the ages. And we're going to have a lot to say about it when we get there. Yes, there will be cutouts as usual, which we'll deal with. But nonetheless, I'm joined for now by the one and only good old MF, Michael Fletcher, the host of the Cerebral Smack Talk on his channel, BraidsFan95, Tuesdays at 10:30 or 10 p.m., pending on commitments and whatnot. And Michael Bullock, our usual partner, the Phenom, will be coming in late. We don't know when he'll be here, but it depends on how we run here. If he's in enough due time, we'll catch him up on what he missed. But if not, then who knows when we'll see him again. So because he's usually busy on Tuesdays as well. So hopefully we can get Bullock in here tonight. And the First Lady of the Wrestling Forum, Didi Woodson, most likely work commitments. So I don't think we'll be seeing her tonight either. So with that being said, let's not waste any more time. Let's get to this historic edition of Monday Night Raw that was live from the what I guess is called the Spectrum Center in Charlotte, North Carolina, formerly the Time Warner Cable Arena down there, the home of the Charlotte Hornets. And we started off with an in-ring segment. It was the highlight reel. Chris Jericho. His guest was, of course, his best friend and Universal Champion Kevin Owens, interrupted by the United States Heavyweight Champion Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns basically issuing a challenge to Kevin Owens, saying, let's fight tonight. And if I beat you, then I get a shot at your Universal Championship at Roadblock, end of the line, the next Raw exclusive pay-per-view, December 18th in Pittsburgh. And Owens says, you're on. And then it would be, of course, later made official by General Manager Mick Foley. Very good segment. The Owens-Reigns match had been advertised on the Host Arena's website for several weeks. There are those who are hoping it was a placeholder because people are not going to like Reigns moving back into the title picture, and they don't think it's the right move. It also makes him look like a dink if he and Rollins are on the same page and that he's going after a title that Rollins was screwed out of. Perhaps worse is that this was scripted to make him look like a dope. Who asks for a non-title shot? Why not ask for a title match? Anyway, it was nice to hear Reigns actually speak rather than be cut off seconds into a promo for a change. The look on Jericho's face after Owens told him to shut up was still there at the end of the segment. So look for that to be a story throughout the night. So it's really all I can say about that. I mean, this was a really well done segment. Owens and Jericho continue to be the best thing going on Monday Night Raw right now. The antics are just so hilarious. It's entertaining. Case in point, go back if you have the WWE Network, go back to the Survivor Series kickoff show and watch the two of them bug Tom Phillips in the social media lounge. That was the funniest thing I've seen in a long time. So you got to check that out if you want to laugh. So that's really all I can say on that. So a well done segment, and it set up what we thought was going to be the main event of the evening. Oh no. Or as New Day would say, oh no, it was not the main event of the evening, and we're going to get into that shortly. And I'm still, my sides are aching just thinking about, oh boy, when MF and I get into that, and hopefully Bullock if he joins us in time. So that's a good way to start the show. So nothing left to say here. Good old MF, Michael Fletcher, come on in. Let's get your thoughts on this opening segment, the highlight reel with Owens and Jericho, interrupted by the guy, Roman Reigns.
Yeah, first off, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Glad to be here as always. And no, this was solid. I liked it. I thought this was a very good segment. This was very good in the way that it just felt right. It felt right. It felt strong. It felt fresh. And I know a lot of people are going to be going nuts about, Roman's getting another opportunity. Get it? Granted, I'm in that boat because he is the United States heavyweight champion. Does that mean now he has an opportunity? Well, he would have an opportunity if he wins later in the evening to do something that only his buddy Seth Rollins was able to do. And that's to hold both the United States Heavyweight Championship and the WWE Raw title at the exact same time. So we'll see what happens. So solid, good. I like it. Move on.
All right, fair enough. And take a breather, MF, because we got a cutoff here. When it comes to our first match of the evening, we had R-Truth, accompanied by his partner Goldust. He went up against Braun Strowman. Yeah, I think we already know what happened here. Strowman squashed him in 40 seconds. So, of course, you know how we're going to feel about that. No rating to a dud. But I will say, WWE is doing a really good job with Strowman. You can question whether he can live up to the build, but they continue to showcase him nicely by having him destroy the undercard and Sami Zayn. And then after the match was over, General Manager Sami Zayn would come out and try to get some of Braun Strowman. But then Strowman, beat the snot out of him again, and Mick Foley comes out, and it led to a heated exchange with Sami Zayn and Mick Foley, and that was really well done. I got to say, that post-match was far and away better than the match itself. And I got a feeling that at Roadblock End of the Line on December 18th, I think we're going to see Sami Zayn and Braun Strowman go one-on-one, and hopefully it'll be a much better match. So we'll see how that goes. So very good stuff right there. Very good. And then cruiserweight action. We had another short cruiserweight match. I mean, what else is new? That's a staple of Monday Night Raw. We had the hometown boy, Cedric Alexander, Charlotte, North Carolina's own, going up against Tony Nese, but Tony Nese had some backup. He had Drew Gulak in his corner. And when all was said and done, Gulak would prove to be a difference maker, because in 3 minutes and 20 seconds, Tony Nese upsets Cedric Alexander with a pump handle slam for a 1-2-3. I could probably say maybe 1.5 at best, if I'm going to be real honest. Hometown curse strikes again. Oy. I'm all for putting some real heat on the heels in the cruiserweight division, but this is just fluky pest win heat, which is not worth the trade-off of pleasing the crowd and having Alexander get a good ovation. I mean, I'm glad that nice to see Tony Nese. I'm glad. It's always nice to see an upset. Once in a while, but I felt this was not the time for it. Cedric Alexander, one of the premier stars in the cruiserweight division. He was unreal in the Cruiserweight Classic. You got to watch the match he had with Kota Ibushi in the early stages of that tournament. I think it was in the second round of that tournament. That thing was a 5-star classic, and to me, I would say maybe the second or third best fight of the whole classic. The match of the whole thing was Ibushi and TJP. That's the one that stole the show. So don't believe me? Watch it on the network if you have it. I'm not gonna have MF do it because because we all know it was too short of a match for his liking. So we're just gonna simply move on.
I'll just say something brief, and that's that I'm a little upset that he lost the match the way he did. I think that's the only thing that I would say about it. It was good, but I'll agree it was a 1-star. I was just upset because, as you know, Cedric Alexander is really trying to get elevated up. And have you noticed? And I know this has gone under the surface, but there's also a romance angle going on with him and Alicia Fox.
Not bad at all.
Not bad at
all.
Cuz, dude, you get Alicia Fox?
Oof.
Woofa. Good for you, cuz. Good for you, man. So I wish him nothing but the best. Good luck.
Yeah, I hope that works out too. And seeing something like that makes me want to say my two of my favorite words. And you know where I'm going with this. Hey now, that's all I can say on that. So
Fair
yeah,
enough.
Alicia
Fair enough.
Fox. Oof. Yeah, I mean, A Fox. I'll be honest, Alicia Fox, one of my diva crushes. I'll be real honest with you. I've had a thing for that one since she debuted. So and that has not changed. I mean, she is something. So that's all I can say. I mean, I wouldn't mind if they put me in a romance angle with that one. Believe me. All right. I'm also gonna be real honest with you. I mean, we're not gonna get into these segments, but I do want to address a few backstage moments here. I mean, it was some of the best backstage work maybe the best backstage work I've seen. I mean, there were several good backstage moments on this show tonight. One of them, of course, being Chris Jericho, as he was seen leaving the arena. He was interrupted by my newest woman crush in WWE, Charlie Caruso. Oof, that's another one. Anywho, she interviewed Chris Jericho, and Jericho with his usual heel shtick, and as he was seen leaving, I mean, he I guess he had a private, it wasn't a limo, it was more like a town car if you really think about it, with a driver or chauffeur, and called him a stupid idiot, and because he knocked over the list of Jericho, and then all of a sudden there's Seth Rollins, and Seth Rollins beats the snot out of Jericho. I mean, it was very simply WWE going out of their way to tell viewers that Jericho will not be a difference maker in the main event, or quote unquote main event. In this case, half the audience is probably wishing he would be so that Roman Reigns doesn't get another title shot. And by half the audience, I'm talking about 3 little letters, IWC. That's it. First of our 2 championship matches. Next up, Raw Women's Championship on the line. The champion, Charlotte, in her hometown of Charlotte, North Carolina, Flair Country. Yes, bringing back memories of her father and the 4 Horsemen. Oh, my. MF's newest diva crush, Dana Brooke, in Charlotte's corner. Going up against his 2184 crew mentor, Bill McConnell's favorite woman, Sasha Banks. Fight ends in a double countout in 3 minutes and 10 seconds. And you're thinking, really? But no. No. Oh, no. We'll NA this. And we're not going to bother with this because what happens here is General Manager Mick Foley comes out and says, I'm not going to allow the rivalry to end this way. You two have transcended Raw, the women's division, and WWE in general. And he said that your final match deserves to end in more than a double countout, no contest. Because you two take a rest, and then later tonight, we're going to bring you two back out here. We're going to restart the match. No countouts, no disqualifications, falls count anywhere in the building. Whoa.
If you needed any more drama to be added, any more fuel to the fire that this needed to go. And I'll tell you one thing. When this played out, I was heated. I was angry. I was going to go rant crazy. But when Foley said no DQ, no count out, falls count anywhere, I was like, uh-oh, LA, you're in deep trouble. We might have a new fight of the year. Well, did we get it? You're just going to have to wait and watch.
And I'll sum it all up by saying this. We're not going to talk about this particular bout. We're going to save it for the second one. But we're just going to we'll simply NA this, but I will give it this. The live crowd ate up Foley's announcement, so it was effective in that regard. It would have been more effective to spend last week hyping this as the final match of the feud if they are sincere about it, and simply giving the match that stipulation. Still, this gave viewers a taste, and it served as a hook for more later in the show. The no DQ stipulation could be the key there. So that's all I can say on that. So with that being said, let's move on. Yeah, like I said, there are cutouts. Don't worry, MF's going to lead off on something in a moment. We had a return match from last week. It was Rusev with his wife, the ravishing Russian Lana. Hey now, going up against Enzo Amore with Big Cass. Enzo Amore wins the bout via disqualification in 27 seconds. Rusev basically, it looked like Rusev was going to beat the snot out of him again. But what happened was Rusev, let's just say he kicked Enzo below the belt. That causes the DQ. So no rating here. I mean,
yeah, there's no rating when you kick somebody in the family jewels, man. I don't care who the heck you are. And yeah, okay, funny haha because of the fact that we saw Enzo's junk last week, and now he gets hit in the junk. Come on, man, really, Rusev? I know you're a Bulgarian brute, but do you have to be a nut hunter as well? I'm sorry. I know there's too many puns and too many jokes here, but I can't help myself on this one. This was bad. Let's move on.
The match was bad. But Enzo and Cash's pre-match shtick before the bout, far and away better. And it ranks up there with one of their best of the year. I mean, Enzo said Rusev beat him last week because it was the luckiest day of his life. Compared it to the Chicago Cubs winning the World Series, and said it coincided with the luckiest day in his wife's life because she got to see the realest guy in the world, the realest guy in the room in his realest form, and she knows how he's doing. Oh my goodness.
How you doing?
Bada boom. Realest guys in the room. How you doing? And then casted the how you doing bit while listing what Rusev and Lana ate for Thanksgiving dinner. I mean, going through basically almost every kind of potato dish you can think of. Mashed potatoes, baked potatoes, sweet potatoes, cream corn, corn on the cob, regular corn, and the turkey. But the line that did it for me, Enzo saying Lana spent the meal thinking about a certified G stuffing her turkey. Oh my Lord in heaven.
That's not PG, boys.
No,
oh my God. I can't. Dude, my jaw hit the floor when he said that. I almost fell out of my chair because I was playing it back because I DVR'd it. Of course, work commitments and everything else. But periodically, I was skimming through it, going to the thing. Dude, I literally slammed the brakes when I heard this promo. And when I heard that part, oh my God. Anthony, you know the way I laugh.
Yep.
And
you have what's called an ooping laugh.
I have an ooping laugh. I did it so hard.
Oh my.
Like you probably would have been like this vintage Fletcher. It was, oh yeah. I literally was dying when he did that, man. I almost had to walk from my I almost literally walked from my room dying in laughter because it was so hilarious. My mom, you know what? Normally I would never do this, but I'll do it anyway. My mom was wondering, like, what are you laughing about? And I was like, no, don't worry. I just saw something funny on TV. I couldn't help myself. So yeah. It was so epic, so epic.
And you know what made that even better? What made that even better after he said that? Did you see the look on Lana's face? It's almost like as if she liked it. Did you see that look? Well, I'm gonna steal a line from one of my heel commentary heroes, Jerry the King Lawler, when he says that if looks were a crime, Lana would be on death row. If you saw that look.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
she had that look like it was like a 50-50 look. It was like in one instance she was not impressed, but in the other instance
she was liking it. She liked what she was hearing. Come on, she won't say it outright because of the fact that yes, she's married to Rusev, and you know they're supposed to be that wedded bliss couple, but. But be careful with Lana, boys. It looks like she's starting to get a lot of that wandering out a little bit. She saw what my boy was packing a couple of weeks ago, and now tonight, man, I don't know. Maybe she is interested in that certified G, that bona fide stud, and maybe she can touch that.
And Jason Powell said this on his ProWrestling.net review. I guess Mick Foley is content with a kick to the nuts and doesn't want Rusev and Enzo to take a break and restart their match too. Yeah, that sums it up perfectly. So that's all there is to say on that. And then we had another short cruiserweight match. Rich Swann, the number one contender, mind you, for the Cruiserweight Championship. He's going to be challenging the Brian Kendrick for that very title tomorrow night as part of the inaugural edition of 205 Live with Mauro Ranallo and Corey Graves. And MF's been, well, not just MF, but so many around the world are hyping that commentary team, and I can't wait to see what they do. But anywho, Rich Swann, you could say it was a little bit of a tune-up match. He went up against Noam Dar. Rich Swann wins it in 3.5 minutes. Slightly better than the other bout, if I'm going to be real honest. About 1.5 to 2 stars. But really what did it for me was Kendrick on commentary. Kendrick was on commentary with Michael Cole, Corey Graves, and Byron Saxton. And he tore Byron Saxton a new one on commentary. And I'll sum it up by saying this. It was a good segment with Kendrick doing a good job of acting agitated over Swann's success and Swann delivering a great kick for the win. Swann's post-match promo was decent at best. It would have helped if the crowd was more engaged. I can't say they made the match feel must-see by any means, but they did a good job of enforcing the story heading into the title match on 205 Live. I think the match will be, I am hopeful that the match gets a decent amount of time, and I hope that they actually build this thing regardless of who wins. So my gut tells me Brian Kendrick's going to retain. My heart, however, is telling me Rich Swann wins, to add excitement because it is the first show and they're going to want to do something special on that first show. Why not have a title change? You never know. But that's my heart talking. My gut, however, is telling me Kendrick will retain. And he's done a great job at that title. I got to be real honest. So, all right. And then there was another backstage moment here that, another video package here, and this was interesting. We had a bar. We were in a bar. Sheamus drinking his Guinness beer, as you know, because that's what the Irish do. I don't know. And then, before you know it, here comes Cesaro doing his best James Bond impression. Vodka Martini. How do you like that, Mr. MF? How do you like that, Mr. Bond?
Vodka Martini. Shaken, not stirred.
Yes, sir. And that's exactly what he did. A vodka martini, shaken, not stirred. That's how Cesaro likes it, and that's how he took it while Sheamus was drinking his pint of Guinness. And then a couple of what I assume were plants came in, and one guy mocked Sheamus's hair and his funny name. Cesaro says, "Stay calm, be professional." And then another guy said the two of them looked like the Village People. And then the other guy burped in Cesaro's face. And then before you know it, for the first time since the days of the APA, when Farouk and Bradshaw made these famous, especially here in Rhode Island when they would go up to Timmy White's friendly tap bar in Cumberland, we had a barroom brawl, barroom fight. Whoa!
I love it.
Are you serious? I mean,
yes.
Did we just go back to the Attitude Era? MF, was it just me, or were you having flashbacks to the APA and the friendly tap here in Cumberland?
Oh, are you kidding me? I was having so much fun with this. When they started tearing that place apart, I'm like, yes, go for it. Rip
Yes.
it to shreds. I was like, oh, man. Well, hey, if there was one thing you needed to do to solidify the tag team, why not throw them into a goddamn barroom brawl? Just let them have it. Let them go nuts. Because look at what just happened. It actually now made Sheamus and Cesaro a legitimate tag team.
Yes,
Now
sir.
you got the momentum. I'm going to say this, and I can't believe I'm about to say this. Storyline progression. Tag
Yes.
team confirmed. Now Sheamus and Cesaro is ready to take on the New Day and for the WWE. Well, I should wait. I made a mistake. It's the WWE World Tag Team Champion. So it's now. The moment is now. Now, I know a lot of people are going to be like, well, how's this going to play out? Is it going to be legit? Is it going to be this? Is it going to be that? Well, look, I don't know what there is to say. My heart feels for those two guys, but they're definitely going to get a lot of money. And I want to know, because I know some decent guys around different parts of the country. I wonder where these guys were. I know there's some wrestling camps, especially in the Carolinas, that they probably do. This could be, from WWE wrestling camps, or, guys that they normally use, on the indie circuit to, whatever. But let me tell you, this is a great way to solidify a tag team. And they did it. And did it in such a way. It was beautiful. I can't say nothing bad about it. I thought this was amazing.
I agree. And
one of the top segments of the night, by the way.
Oh, most definitely. Most definitely. I mean, I was having flashbacks. Like I said, I was having flashbacks to the days of the APA, Farouk and Bradshaw, when they used to have their ballroom brawls all over the country. But the ones that were the most infamous, of course, were the ones here in Rhode Island. Like I said, in our neck of the woods, especially the infamous Friendly Tap in Cumberland, Rhode Island, owned, of course, by the owner, we all know, former WWE referee Tim White, one of our personal favorite referees, whose career was tragically cut short because of that infamous bump he took in the Hell in a Cell match with Triple H and Chris Jericho in Judgment Day 2002 in Nashville. And then we saw him referee one more match at WrestleMania 20 when Jericho fought Christian in the Garden. But man, I was having I swear to God, I was having flashbacks to the Farouk, to the APA days when they used to have those barroom brawls. I mean, man, that
actually, let me give you one other insight. Remember that I don't know if it was the first brawl or the second brawl that started at the Friendly Tap. I think it's the first brawl.
Yeah.
Guess who were the guys that was responsible for the barroom fight? You know this because this was one of our favorite tag teams from the New England Wrestling Alliance.
Danger Boy Alfredo and Wolverine?
Yes! They were the antagonist. They provoked the brawl. Right. They started it.
Yes.
I don't remember which one it was. Like I said, I don't remember if it was the first brawl that the APA did or the second brawl. But I think it was the first one that started the brawl that caused them to destroy the Friendly Tap. Poor Tim White had a lot of damages that night.
Yeah, he sure did. And what MF was referring to was a local tag team here in our neck of the woods of New England, the New England Wrestling Alliance. It was also the Rhode Island Wrestling Alliance. Our favorite tag team, I mean, a dynamic duo who inspired us. I mean, because they also did some broadcasting on the side. MF's all-time favorite New England wrestler, of course, the Wolverine. And his partner, a guy that I didn't know much about, but the more I saw him, the more I was getting into him. His tag team partner, the Danger Boy Alfredo. And And you know what? I'm thinking at the end of this show, I think we might have to bring back a certain sign-off that they used to do that became part of our shtick back in the old days.
I definitely would have used it on this past Saturday night. I definitely used that particular line that you're talking about. I did use it on Saturday night, and it was well worth using it on Saturday night. But I'll tell you that privately.
Oh my! We're bringing back memories here tonight, folks, and this could go down as our best ridiculously raw of the year. So,
well, what the heck? I mean, you got the two dudes with attitudes, man. I mean, we're talking about old school days. We're talking about attitude era. I mean, yes, I know the PG show, but you know. And that's the thing. I'm more of the Triple H of the new D-Generation X. Anthony Florio is definitely the Shawn Michaels. I like to push the envelope a little bit. Anthony's more... He's more like the tone setter. He, no pun intended, but he is the tone setter. He likes to keep things more calm down, more relaxed, more cool. Me, I'm like a road runner. I'm running up and down this place going 1,000 miles an hour. I would not even care.
And this is where the show, starting now, I think we're at this. This is where the show is going to go downhill. And normally when I say that, it's usually in a bad way. Oh, no. We're going downhill, but more so in a good way.
So strap in, boys. We're about to have some fun right now. Let's go.
Better believe it. Next up, after the match we just had, and MF, you're going to finally get to lead off on something here. I promise you, there will be no more cutout. I'm pretty sure there's going to be no more cutouts the rest of this show. We had the match. Universal Champion Kevin Owens versus the United States Heavyweight Champion Roman Reigns. Non-title match. Reigns wins. He gets the title shot at Roadblock end of the line. Winner of the match in 14 minutes and 35 seconds. And the new number one contender to the Universal Championship. Outcome was as predictable and foreseeable as you can get. Of course, it was Roman Reigns. Roman wins it with the spear. And now at Roadblock, end of the line, December 18th in the Steel City of Pittsburgh, Roman Reigns will challenge Kevin Owens for the United States Heavyweight Championship. No big surprise. It was the host arena in Pittsburgh, the Energy Console Arena, or I heard they changed the name of it, the home of the Penguins there. They've been advertising that thing for weeks and months on end. The SRO, who knows if the SRO signs have already gone out?
It probably will go up now. It'll probably go up now.
Oh, I'm certain. So Reigns wins it. He gets the title shot. It's official now. No more advertising. So MF, let's get your thoughts on what I'm going to call I guess you could say the co-main event of the evening.
Co-main event of the evening, a solid fight, no doubt about it. I could give this about 2.5 to 3 stars. I could probably go even higher, maybe 3.5 on the edge. But this was a very good match, solid fight. And yes, Roman Reigns does indeed get the win. He is going to fight for the Universal Championship. There's nothing more to say about that. It was good for what it was worth. I got nothing bad to say about it. I just think that with everything that was riding on the line, it was definitely solid. And I loved, and I don't know if you guys heard the backstage interview by Kevin Owens saying, my mind wasn't right. I was thinking about other things that's going on in my life and whatnot. Apparently the Jericho thing kind of is blown up. I don't know what that means, but whatever the case may be, Owens, now you got to put the belt on the line at Roadblock against Roman Reigns. Oh my goodness, how's that going to play out? I can't wait to see the next whatever, but hey, it is what it is. Congratulations, Roman. You're now number one contender. Anthony, it's yours.
Second best fight of the night, 3.5 to 3 3/4 stars. That's definitely how I can go. Overall, a very good match. The one thing I have noticed is that these two work a hot start and good finish, but the middle always tends to lack. I mean, that's really all there is to say about it. I mean, very good match. I mean, very good near falls down the stretch. I mean, good action throughout. Definitely held my interest. And well, what else is there to say except the outcome was as I mean, we all could see, everybody in our mothers could have seen this outcome coming from a mile away. I mean, let's not kid ourselves. I mean, like I said, the host arena in Pittsburgh they were advertising this for several weeks out on end. So if that didn't tell you who was going to win this, I don't know what does. All right. Remember how I kept saying, how there was, some really good backstage work. I said the best backstage work. Oh yeah, there was more of that. We had a pre-recorded sit-down interview. Michael Cole, Michael Cole when he does his little sit-down interviews on .com. Well, he actually did it on for the show. They actually did a pre-taped interview earlier in the day, and he interviewed the advocate for Brock Lesnar, that being, of course, Mr. Paul Heyman. And Heyman talks about, Lesnar getting squashed by Goldberg in 1 minute and 26 seconds at Survivor Series, and got everything. They talked about everything. But when all was said and done, Paul Heyman made you heard a big announcement, Dixie? Well, how about big announcement, Heyman? Heyman says, hey, Bill Goldberg is in the Royal Rumble match. Well, guess what? Brock Lesnar is going to be in the Royal Rumble match. So we got two coming to the Royal Rumble dinner table on January 29th in the Alamo Dome in San Antonio. You want to put butts in the seats? You want to put eyes on the screens? That's how you do it. Goldberg's in, and now we can add the beast incarnate. Brock Lesnar will be participating in the 30-man Royal Rumble match January 29 at the Alamo Dome in San Antonio. There's nothing left for me to say except for this. Very strong follow-up to the Lesnar loss, and it was exactly what it needed to be from Paul Heyman. MF, do you want to give a quick thought on that? Brock Lesnar in the Royal Rumble match and Bill Goldberg.
This was expected. You should have known that when Goldberg said that he was going to be in it, Lesnar was going to be right behind. This was no big surprise in my eyes, but what's going to happen if we do see those two monsters mix it up in the ring? I think you know what? I think the roof might cave in on the Alamo Dome if that does happen, and I think we might get it. Remember how epic when Austin and Bret Hart went at it, when they started brawling at the Royal Rumble at the Alamo Dome? I think it's gonna be just as epic, just as amazing. I think there's only one other moment in my eyes that was more epic in Royal Rumble history. We could talk about Hogan and Warrior in '90. We could talk about Triple H and Austin in Atlanta. I think it was 2002.
2002. Did we have a lot of fun with that, or did we have a lot of fun with that?
My God, did we have fun with that one? I think that was one of my favorite Royal Rumbles of all time, commentary wise. I had so much fun doing that Royal Rumble, and hopefully we'll have the good luck and the good fortune of maybe doing the 2017 Rumble live on right here, either on maybe live. We'll wait and see what happens.
Dear God, please, I'm gonna send a prayer out right now. Dear God, let the stars align so that MF and I can make this happen. That we can somehow work it out. Hopefully MF doesn't have the work commitments. I'll understand if he does. I always do. But please don't let him have work commitments on January 29th. Let him either work early in the day or give him the day off altogether. I don't care. I would love it if MF and I could do it up and call and give you guys epic old school commentary. We'll do Gorilla and Jesse, Gorilla and Bobby, JR and the King, whoever you want to do. let us call the Royal Rumble match. We want to work the Rumble match. And if we get the chance to do it, we're going to bring it.
We've done it twice in our lifetime. We've been able to do it here live. We've done 2 Royal Rumbles, and quite frankly, I would love to do a third.
2013, you, me, Derek Ferreira, and then I believe it was us in 2015 in Philadelphia when Roman won it. It was 2013. I was in the desert when Cena won it. When Cena won his second, but I hope the stars align. The stars need to be perfectly aligned for that to happen. And by stars aligning, I mean no work commitments on your end, MF. That's all I can say. But if that's the case, then no worries. But I'm really hoping for it because this Rumble's too big. I hope we can somehow make it happen. So we'll see what happens. I mean, it's going to be a 4-hour event anyway because that's the new formula nowadays when it comes to only for the majors, of course. And there's going to be a takeover show the night before. They made that official today. So, yeah, and if it's anything like the last one, oh boy, buckle your seatbelts. So that's really all I can say on that. So now let's move on to our next match. Tag Team Championship on the line. The New Day. Of course, you know the New Day. Your WWE World Tag Team Champions. Looking to, break the unbreakable record of Axe and Smash of Demolition. Demolition's record at 478 days. I believe today marks day number 463 of that championship reign. And and to further sum up that other segment, I wanted to add another quick liner note here. It was a unique promo. I mean, I wasn't sure how they would approach it, but I really liked the way Heyman framed the loss in Lesnar's mindset. Michael Cole put over Lesnar in the Rumble announcement briefly, and they moved right into the match, which was ridiculous. But Lesnar and Goldberg both appearing in the Rumble match should have been treated as show-stopping news that the broadcast team addressed thoroughly before anything else happens. So that's really all I can say about that. So tag team titles now on the line. It was the New Day defending against the Club, Luke Gallows, and the Machine Gun, Carl Anderson. The winners of the match in an even 9 minutes, and still your WWE World Tag Team Champions. It is the New Day because New Day rocks, and it's a damn shame Bullock's not here because he could have added the Francesca too very easily. And you know how over like Rover that is when Bullock does the Francesca too. So we're not gonna even touch that. That's no touch right there because that's all Bullock right there. He's our Xavier Woods. I'm the Kofi Kingston. MF's the Big E. That's all there is to say about that. If we were doing New Day, so that's really all I can say on that. So I'll say it like this: third best fight of the night. I'm gonna give it a solid 3 stars for the effort. Good and fun match with the shorter time frame working well and both teams scoring some very good near falls. I still think that commentary is missing the boat by not discussing New Day's desperation to win as they get close to the Demolition's record. Good to see Big E roll over so that he took the shoulder block spot on his back rather than going headfirst into the floor as he's done before. I think that was the tope suicida there. It's a shame that Gallows and Anderson weren't pushed this way before they ran their feud with New Day into the ground with awful comedy. They look like badasses despite losing the bout in the end. New Day cheated to win last week, and they sort of did the same here. In this case, it didn't seem as out of place because they were beating 2 heels, and it was positioned as turnabout being fair play. So really all I can say about that. So third best fight of the night, solid 3 stars. MF, your thoughts on this WWE World Tag Team Championship match? New Day getting closer to Axe and Smash's record.
Solid title fight. Well done by New Day. Well done by everybody involved. 2.5 to 3 stars. Very short because I want to get into something more bigger.
Of course. We all do. And there was one other moment. There was and then one more backstage moment. I said the backstage was maybe the best backstage I've seen on the show. Sasha Banks was in her locker room, And she was approached by Bayley, or as we, the IWC, like to call it, the Boss and Hug connection. And she said, "Hey, I know you'll beat Charlotte." And Bayley started to talk about what Charlotte did to her at Survivor Series. After Bayley won the match for her and herself as part of Team Raw, and they beat the SmackDown Live ladies. Sasha said it's not about Bayley or her. She recalled Charlotte telling her own father that he was jealous of her. And then Sasha opened the door and said, "I'm dedicating my win tonight to the two-time Hall of Famer and Charlotte's own Nature Boy, Ric Flair. And she will become a 3-time champion." Bayley wished her luck. Just gained a newfound respect for the Boss. Anytime you said, "I'm going to dedicate my win to the Nature Boy himself," it warms my heart. It brings a tear to my eye because, for anybody who knows me, they know how much of a mark I am for Ric Flair. So, that was awesome. Well done, young lady. And now we move on to what was the restart of the match. It was the main event, and they made it the main event. I'm not at all surprised. Raw Women's Championship. No disqualification, no count out, falls count anywhere in the building. Charlotte Flair minus Dana Brooke. Dana Brooke got taken out by Sasha in the earlier bout. Defending against Sasha Banks. The winner of the match in 16 minutes and 35 seconds. And once again, for the third time, we got ourselves a three-peat, ladies and gentlemen. The new Raw Women's Champion, Donuts Bill McConnell, Old Man McConnell, Michael Fletcher's 2184 crew mentor. Your girl did it again, my brother. Sasha Banks. Three-peats and becomes the new Women's Champion. MF, hold your horses. We got to catch Bullock up real quick. Michael Bullock has just joined us, the Phenom. He's made it. So,
what's going on, fellas?
We've been having a lot of fun without you. That's all I'm saying. But in all seriousness, though, let's get into this, Bullock. Rapid fire, like you usually do. No details or anything, because we want to get into we're about to get into the epicness that was the main event. The opening segment, the highlight reel with Chris Jericho and Kevin Owens, interrupted by Roman Reigns, setting up the match with Roman Reigns and Kevin Owens, where if Roman Reigns wins, he gets the title shot at Roadblock, end of the line. So your thoughts on that real quick?
Yes. I thought it was a good segment to start off this edition of Raw. And, Jericho and Owens were hugging it out, and basically Roman Reigns comes out and then says, and starts everything up, and then Owens basically is like, you know what, I don't need Chris Jericho, and then basically Owens and Jericho basically look like they start to go at it. And to the point, of course, Roman Reigns, if he wins, he gets put into the Universal title match at Roadblock. So I thought it was a good segment to start off the show.
Fair enough. And let's there were cutouts, and I'm not gonna bother you with the cutouts. Just in case you didn't see the show, Braun Strowman squashed R-Truth in 40 seconds. Of course, we're not going to talk about the cruiserweight matches because we all know you're boycotting the cruiserweight division. Well said. Tony Nese upset Cedric Alexander in 320. We're not going to get into that. Charlotte and Sasha for the Women's Championship. Originally, it was a no contest, double count out in 310. We NA'd that, and we're just going to move on. Then Rusev squashed Enzo Amore. Picked up a disqualification win over Rusev in 27 seconds after Rusev kicked him below the belt. And then Rich Swann in another cruiserweight bout. He beat Noam Dar in 3.5 minutes. We'll skip that because we all know how you are about that. And then from there, and then there were some backstage moments. We usually don't talk about the backstage moments, but We're not going to go through all the backstage moments, but there are a couple of backstage moments that I want to get a quick thought from you, Bullock, on, if you don't mind. The first one being the bar room where Sheamus and Cesaro, it looks like they buried the hatchet and are now going to give, I guess they're going to give their tag team a shot now. And MF and I were just talking about this a bit ago. With Sheamus and Cesaro in the bar room and having and igniting and instigating a barroom brawl, if you will. Did you get flashbacks of Farouk and Bradshaw, the APA, when they used to have their barroom brawls right here in Rhode Island at the friendly tap of Tim White's?
Oh yeah, I mean it certainly did bring back a lot of memories when it comes to that, and yeah, I mean, like, yeah, now we have this with the Sheamus and Cesaro, and yeah, somehow they bury the hatchet and they're gonna go through as a tag team. So, yeah, I mean, it looks like somehow they're gonna get along, but we'll wait and see what happens as we go down the road. So, very interesting to say the very least.
Absolutely, and then the other big backstage moment. Well, actually, before that, there was the match with Kevin Owens and Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns won the bout in 14 minutes and 35 seconds. Roman Reigns will now face Kevin Owens for the Universal Championship at Roadblock End of the Line. So your thoughts on their bout?
All right, I'm gonna give this an even 3 stars as my rating for the match. I mean, yeah, I thought the match was good for what it was, and yeah, and now of course I mean, Roman Reigns is going to challenge Kevin Owens for the Universal title at end of the Roadblock End of the Line, if I meant to say, but I'm already going to call this. Kevin Owens is going to retain the title, of course. Could you imagine what would happen if they put that title on Roman Reigns?
Oh, Lord help us.
Oh my goodness, that crowd is going to boo him louder than they already are booing him.
Yeah, you're not just whistling Dixie there, Bullock. So I agree with you. Totally agree with you on all that. And then the other big backstage moment that non-wrestling backstage, whatever you want to call it, the Michael Cole sit-down interview with Paul Heyman, where Paul Heyman made the announcement, Bullock, that Brock Lesnar has thrown his hat into the ring for the Royal Rumble match. So we got 2 in the Rumble, Goldberg and Lesnar. How about it?
Boy, all I can say is this year's Royal Rumble, I mean, looks pretty interesting so far. I mean, yes, there's only 2 competitors, but Goldberg and Brock Lesnar in there. Woof. I got a feeling that this could be a Royal Rumble match that we'll never forget. I mean, who knows who else they're going to add into it, and with with the Royal Rumble match and some rumored matches for the Royal Rumble, including one that might have my most interest that with the dirt sheets that I've been reading. Of course, Florio, you know where I'm going with this, but we'll get into that another day.
Yes, but a phenomenal world champion going up against the phenom of the WWE. So,
yeah, you put that match in there.
Oh my goodness,
that's going to make that Royal Rumble, the 30th edition of it, very, very interesting, and one that, I mean, I'll tell you this right now. I think WWE's really going for it this year with this Royal Rumble.
They're going balls to the wall, boys. That's all there is to say about that. I mean, Survivor Series, say what you want about it, but I thought it came out really good. And as of right now, what they're doing with the Rumble, oh man, they not only want to put the eyes on the screens, but more importantly, they want to put the butts in the seats in the Alamo Dome. They got 60,000 butts to put in the seats. So
yeah, you
good.
Get Brock Lesnar and Goldberg in the Royal Rumble match, and a rumored Undertaker AJ Styles match for the World Championship.
My Lord.
I'll tell you, I mean, that's already got some people wanting to put their butts in the seats and eyes on the screen and getting those network subscriptions up.
Indeed. And then we had the match for the WWE World Tag Team Championship. The New Day defending against Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. Winners and still champions in 9 minutes. It's the New Day, and you know why, Bullock. Why is it? Because...
Hold on. I gotta do it the way...
Because...
New
Come on,
Day
New Day rocks. New
Day rocks.
Day rocks. New
Day
Day rocks. Get it.
All right.
Night complete right there.
Yeah. Flyer was waiting for that all night. You just made it. Good job.
Thoughts on the match, Bullock?
Thanks, Blake. 2.5 stars is my rating on the match. 2 to 2.5. So, yeah, it looks like the New Day is really going to continue to make a run at the Demolition's run as the longest reigning tag team champions in history. So we'll wait and see how all that goes. But Florio, I say we just move on.
And then we moved on. Gentlemen, it's time. It's the main event. Raw Women's Championship. Charlotte defending against Sasha Banks. No count out. No disqualification. Falls count anywhere in the building. Winner of the match in 16 minutes and 45 seconds. And once again, the new WWE Raw Women's Champion. She gets the three-peat. The boss, Sasha Banks. Bullock, take a breather. We're going to have MF start this one off because he was the next in line. MF, let's bring you on in. I know somewhere your 2184 crew mentor, Bill McConnell, has got to be grinning like the Cheshire Cat because his girl, Sasha Banks, does it again. Sasha Banks, three-peat. The new WWE Raw Women's Champion. A main event for the ages. MF, it's all yours, Ben.
We thought LA was one of the greatest fights we've ever seen. Charlotte, you just overtook that and then some. 5 stars and beyond. Match of the night. Maybe the women's fight of the year. And possibly, I don't even know what to say. And think about this. The last time Charlotte had a main event where the women went at it was the infamous Trish Lita Monday Night Raw main event. And I believe it was at the Coliseum. It was at the Charlotte Coliseum.
It was actually the old Independence Arena, but yes.
The old Independence Arena in Charlotte, North Carolina. And lo and behold, they topped that. This fight was amazing. You wanted to end the trilogy. You wanted it to end the rivalry. That's how you end it. No doubts. No questions. That's how you end it. My God, what a main event. I don't think I can even go any more better than what I did. 5 stars and beyond. Fight of the night. The best women's fight I've ever seen, ever, in professional wrestling history. It is definitely the fight of the year. My women's fight of the year. That's a given. That's locked. I'm not even going to. I don't think there's going to be no other fight that can top that. And maybe the overall fight of the year. It's very possible. This could be my overall fight of the year. It was that epic. Well done by the ladies. Congratulations, Sasha, for winning the belt. And then the ultimate moment. Ric Flair comes out and raises the hand of the new champion. What an endorsement that must be. And what a moment for Sasha. I mean, that's the ultimate. I don't care what you are. I don't care who you are. When the greatest professional wrestler of all time, Nature Boy Ric Flair, 16-time world champion, Charlotte, North Carolina native, 2-time Hall of Famer, and he raises the hand after you beat his daughter clean, no arguments, and raises your hand and gives you a hug congratulating you on winning the belt? I'm at a loss for words. I don't even know what I can even say at that moment. That's probably going to be my OMG moment of the year. I'm going to say that right now. I don't think there's going to be another moment that I could think of that would have me jaw on the floor, shocked as I was, as that moment happened. The Queen Bee has been dethroned in her castle, in her house. Now, we could always rip about the fact that, we could rip about, well, that's unfair to Charlotte because that's her home city. The curse is real and whatever. But the thing is this. You can't steal that away. And for me, it's a deserving title win. Nothing more to say. Michael Bullock, it's yours.
What else is there to say? 5 stars, fight of the night, and I agree, fight of the year. Whew. I mean, this was chock full of the absolute finest Shakespearean drama that you could ever find. These two women, they laid it out all on the line. You want to end a rivalry? That's how you end it. You end it just like that. I mean, we saw everything in this match. I mean, I just don't know what else is there to say. And then for Sasha to win the title for the 3rd time, and for Ric Flair to come out and raise the hand of Sasha Banks, I mean, that's got to be a moment there for Sasha Banks that she'll never forget. And the Queen Bee has been dethroned in her hometown. I mean, Fletch pretty much touched on I don't know what else is there to say except fight of the night, fight of the year. Florio, it is yours. I don't know how else you can put into words what we saw.
My. 5 stars. 5 stars and beyond. Shakespearean drama at its absolute finest. A really good and intense match that stole the show. Now, I only have one small gripe. I'm not crazy about the game of hot potato that's being played with the title, but it was a hot finish to this match, and so far they have impressed me by maintaining the prestige of the title. Then so be it. It certainly worked on this show, and now I'm curious to see where they go from here in terms of Bayley being next in line for a title shot, and this supposedly being the last match of the Sasha versus Charlotte feud. I'll believe that last part when I see it. So these guys said it all. I mean, I can't top it. I mean, I'll give it a hell of a try though. MF brought up a great point. Trish and Lita in the same city, different arena, the old Independence Arena. Almost 12 years ago. We're coming up on the almost 12-year anniversary of that bout. That was December 6th, I believe. December 6th of 2004 in the old Independence Arena. Trish and Lita main evented for the Women's Championship on that Monday Night Raw. 4.5, teetering on 5 stars. I'll be honest. That's how I rated it. I rated it 4.5, teetering on 5, almost 5, but I needed a little more. Sasha and Charlotte tonight, they gave us that more that I wanted 12 years ago. There ain't no 4.5 to 5. Oh no, this is straight up 5. This is the women's match of the year. No question about it. You could definitely make an argument for it to be the overall match of the year. I mean, there are some others that stand out. Of course, DIY and the Revival from TakeOver Toronto about a week or so ago. That was a 5-star classic. Of course, that 5-on-5 traditional Survivor Series elimination match, Team Raw and Team SmackDown Live, the men's match. Greatest Survivor Series match ever in terms of the traditional Survivor Series elimination match. And now this. And then these two beautiful angels. Oh, my Lord in heaven. They stole the show tonight. Social media has been abuzz. Several WWE superstars, past and present, going on Twitter. If you have a Twitter account, check it out. I mean, I've been all over Twitter, and Twitter has blown up. Literally blown up. And rightfully so. And like my man JBL always likes to say, somebody call the sheriff because these two beautiful angels stole the show tonight. So hats off Charlotte Flair, hats off Sasha Banks. And we thank you and we're grateful that you gave us the match that you gave us tonight. Well done, ladies. That was your personal best work yet. I don't know if we're ever going to see, I don't know about the three of us. Not just the three of us, but anybody out there. I don't care if any of us live to be 100 years old. I don't think you're ever going to see a women's match greater than that. Because that was an instant. That was the epitome of the words instant classic. And this is a match that we'll be talking about for many, many years to come. You better believe that. And then to have Ric Flair come out and endorse Sasha Banks as the new champ. That's how you win the show right there. For several months on end, we've been crapping all over this show, waiting for them to wake the F up. Yeah, there were cutouts tonight, and that's going to hinder in the rating. But you take away those cutouts, this ranks up there as one of the best shows of the year on the Raw side. Not the best show, but it's one of the best. Well done. That's how you win the show right there. Overall review time. Michael Bullock, it's all yours, bud. Start it off.
Actually, can you start it off? I'm not quite ready with my rating.
Oh, I should have thought of that. All right, fair enough. Yeah, I'll definitely start it off. Keep in mind, this rating is mainly because of the cutouts, because we have quite a few of them. 7 out of 10, maybe 7.5. I love this week's show and felt that it was good and largely fun. We had some good wrestling, a tremendous main event for the ages, and not only did they play well off of last week, but did good work to set up Roadblock. The booking of the cruiserweights, however, leaves a lot, and I do mean a lot, to be desired. So Sasha and Charlotte, they stole the show. What else is there to say? 5 stars and beyond. Second best fight, Reigns and Owens. 3.5 to 3 3/4 on my end. Rounding out the top 3, New Day against Gallows and Anderson, solid 3 stars. And then those other segments, and then of course all those great backstage things too. Very well done. So, like I said, not the best Raw of the year. The best one was that first show in Pittsburgh when this whole thing started, end of July. Ironically, that was the night Sasha won her first women's title against Charlotte in Pittsburgh. That's still the best show of the year, but this definitely ranks in my top 3 as far as overall best Raws of 2016. This definitely will rank up there. So that's all I can say about it. 7.5 out of 10. It's mainly because of all the cutouts. So, but nonetheless, what a night, and well done, Sasha and Charlotte. Maybe the greatest main event we've ever seen in Raw history. Maybe. I know that's probably pushing it, but that's how impressed I was tonight. So with that being said, 7.5 out of 10. MF, your overall thoughts on this on this historic and epic Monday Night Raw in the Queen City tonight?
Yeah, without a doubt. I'm going to say 7 out of 10. I mean, the main event alone, the final hour of Monday Night Raw is definitely worth the price of admission. If you want to see great professional wrestling, just watch the 3rd hour of Monday Night Raw. That's all you need to see. From the tag team title fight to the epic main event that was Sasha and Charlotte, that's all you really need. And then, sprinkle a little bit of some of the backstage segments, including that barroom brawl, and some other stuff throughout the night, including Roman Reigns versus Kevin Owens for the right to fight. If Reigns won, he gets a shot at the title. I mean, that 3rd hour is what made this show tick tonight. Anything else, you toss it to the side. 7 out of 10. Bullock, it's yours.
I'm going to make it unanimous. 7 out of 10. I mean, some of the matches were good. Especially that main event with Sasha Banks and Charlotte. And then you had a good tag team title match and a good matchup with Roman Reigns and Kevin Owens. But I'll tell you what, guys. If those matches did not happen, especially and you only had those cutouts, this would have gone down as one of the worst Raws that I've ever seen. But those three matches there, and some of the backstage segments and all that, that's what made this Raw a good show. Not great, but good. So 7 out of 10. Florio, if you're ready, it's time for another edition of Tony's Take.
And I don't know how I can do it, especially after that, but I'm gonna try my best. Thankfully, it's just Impact Wrestling, and this is the last week where I'll be just doing Impact Wrestling, because starting next week, I'll be doing both Impact Wrestling and 205 Live. So yes. So with all that being said, let's dive on in. Impact Wrestling, the Thanksgiving night edition of Impact Wrestling. And it started with an in-ring segment with the nefarious Brother Nero, Jeff Hardy. He talked about the DCC and how they basically messed up his brother Matt Hardy, broken Matt Hardy, causing amnesia, if you will, and then the Hardy compound. I mean, how about this? MF, I know MF had to have gotten a kick out of this. Matt Hardy hosting an ice cream social with Senor Benjamin and Vanguard 1. Epic. Oh, that's awesome. But nonetheless, good stuff overall to kick off the show and to follow up on the perilously established angles. So I can't get over that. Matt Hardy, the Hardy compound with an ice cream social with Senor Benjamin and Vanguard 1. Boy, what I would have given to have been a fly on that wall that night. My Lord in heaven. I would have loved to have been a part of that awesomeness. But let's get back to the serious business, though. 3-team Team X Gold elimination match Trevor Lee, Marche Rocket, and Andrew Everett against DJZ, Braxton Sutter, and Mandrews, Rockstar Spud, and the Decay. Winners of the match in an even 8 minutes, it's DJZ, the X Division champion, with Mandrews and Braxton Sutter. It's not often I say this, but I have co-fights of the night, and this is actually one of them. Solid 3 stars. Good way to kick off the show. It was fun and had a good energy. We need more of this, especially in that X Division, with the way they've been booking that. They've been booking that the same way WWE has been booking the cruiserweights on Monday Night Raw, for goodness sakes. Then we had another match. Eli Drake versus Ethan Carter III. If Drake wins, he gets EC3's world title match. If EC3 wins, he keeps his title shot. Promises not to challenge for the title for 1 year, and then Eli cannot challenge for the title and cannot talk for the rest of the year. Winner of the match in 17 minutes and 10 seconds, it's Ethan Carter III via submission. This is my other fight of the night, also 3 stars. Good match. They worked well together, and while not the breakout performance Drake needed, it was his best singles effort to date and a performance he needed. So that's all I can say on that. Then we had a tag team match, the Tribunal. Baron Dax and my favorite name in wrestling today, Basil Baraka. They went up against the randomly thrown together tag team of Mahabali Shera and Al Snow. Winners of the match via disqualification in 6 minutes and 40 seconds, Al Snow and Mahabali Shera. I'll give it 2 stars for the effort. I wouldn't call it good, but it was perfectly acceptable. And then TNA brought back one of their god-awful traditions, the infamous turkey suit match. Where's our good friend Kevin Dexter and the Swedish Chef? Turkey. I know he would have been loving this. The turkey suit match, where even our favorite, the phenomenal AJ Styles, was even degraded in that. It was Grado against Robbie E. Robbie E won the match in 2 minutes and 35 seconds. No rating to a dud. The good news is that if you had to do the turkey suit match, these were the perfect guys to do it with. I'm not even going to dignify anything else. And then we had the main event of the evening. Brother Nero going up against DCC member Bram. Of course, he wasn't alone. He had his partners with him, the Cowboy James Storm and Eddie Kingston. Winner of the match in an even 12 minutes, it was Bram. By a smidge, this was the second best fight of the night, 2 3/4 stars. Pretty good overall. They played the stipulation well, and Nero loses nothing as he fought 3 men for 12 minutes before finally losing. So, and then of course, at the end of the night, at the Hardy compound, Matt Hardy's wife Rebby was freaking out because Matt still had amnesia. They got into an argument, and Matt reveals he just wants to be a cook and he wants to make peach cobbler. And then he asks the deities for a sign. And then he gets struck by lightning. And guess what? Amnesia's gone. He's broken once again. Broken Matt Hardy is back. Praise the Lord. So to me, overall rating for this show, 6.5 out of 10. There was another in-ring segment that I really didn't want to dignify. It was a Thanksgiving dinner setup with Maria Kanellis Bennett, with Mike Bennett, Braxton Sutter, Laurel Van Ness, and Allie. I mean, honestly, I didn't really want to get into that. I didn't really want to talk about that. It was kind of silliness, something I didn't really even want to dignify. So, but I'm going to give this show a 6.5 out of 10. I mean, it was once again, TNA delivers a fun and solid show, some fun wrestling, good follow up from the last show, and also set things rolling to keep the momentum going. Due to the holiday, this easily could have been a throwaway show. But it was enjoyable for the most part, and things were accomplished. I mean, co-fights of the night, that X-Gold match, and then the match with EC3 and Eli Drake. And yeah, a solid main event. And they brought back the turkey suit match. So, yeah, 6.5 out of 10. And the Hardy compound stuff was awesomeness, as always. So, there is one match that needs to be addressed. On the next Impact Wrestling show, Rosemary of the Decay will be going one-on-one with Jade, and they're going to main event this show. They're obviously taking a page out of WWE's book, and they are going to have the ladies, the Knockouts, main event, Impact Wrestling. Rosemary and Jade, one-on-one for the vacant Knockouts Championship. Gail Kim had to vacate the title due to injury. Rosemary and Jade, women's for the Knockouts belt. But you even have to say anything else. That's your main event. The next Impact Wrestling show this Thursday night, 8 Eastern, Pop Television. Check your local listings. So, really all I can say on that. So, of course, I want to see if I can find some more stuff to let you know about for the next show very quickly before we wrap up this most epic of nights, if I'm going to be real honest with you. Okay. This should air on Thursday night. Okay. I think that's really all I can do. I mean, I really don't know, because the spoilers are always all over the place, and I want to make sure I have the right stuff here. So, well, hold on. Maybe I do have something here. Hang on. Oh, actually, okay. I think I actually do have stuff here. Okay. There's gonna be, of course, Matt Hardy's going to be coming back. Broken Matt Hardy. He's going to save Brother Nero from an attack by the DCC. Like I said, Rosemary and Jade will battle for the Knockouts Championship. It just with a stipulation. I just found this out. 6 sides of steel. Hello. And then we had we're going to get a return match. The Tribunal against Mahabali Shira and Al Snow, this time in what's called a double Indian strap match. And then there's going to be an in-ring segment with Maria Kanellis and her ladies squad. Keep an eye out for that segment. Something interesting is going to happen during that. Impact Grand Championship match, Aaron Rex will defend against Moose. And in the main event of the evening for the World Tag Team Championship, Bram and Eddie Kingston of the DCC will challenge the Broken Hardys for the World Tag Team Championship. Oh my, that should be a lot of fun. So watch it Thursday night, Impact Wrestling. So now that will do it for the Tony's Take, and that will put the bow on this. Wow, what a tremendous, ridiculously raw here tonight. And we want to thank you all so very much for tuning in. If you missed this show, shame on you. And but don't worry. Excuse me, with the magic of YouTube and everything else, this will be archived for years to come. This is a show you do not want to miss. So shout out time. I see MF's mic is clearly off. I guess he wants to start it off. So MF, floor is all yours.
All right, guys. First off, thank you to all the great fans out there that makes this show amazing as it is. You guys are the best fans in the world. Then after that, I just want to say shout outs to all my friends in the junior high and high school days, to the super fans. You guys already know who you guys are. Shout out to the 2184 crew and to a lot of members of the 2184 crew. I got to hang out with you guys on Saturday night. My boy Jeff Monty, who's a part of the NHL hockey crew, Bill McConnell, as always. Cara St. George, Megan Silva, my boy Alex Zapato, my UFC wingman on that one. When we do Dave and Buster's, mad shout outs to you guys. And a big shout out to the band, the tribute band of AC/DC. They call them Dirty Deeds. Hey, I gotta tell you, if you love AC/DC music, which Florio does, I know you do, Florio, this is the concert you gotta go every time they come down. I don't know when they're coming back down to Seekonk. I hope they do come down in the very near future. I do know for a fact that there's a New Year's Eve event going down at JR Fast Lanes, which is in Warwick, which is part of the Mardi Gras nightclub. There's like 5 different lounges. So there on New Year's Eve, ring in the new year with a little Dirty D's. A big shout out to them as always. There's actually some photos circulating around social media. Yes, I was one of them that put it up there, so check my Facebook page. Okay, tomorrow night is Cerebral Smack Talk, and I do want to let you guys know it's 10 p.m. Eastern, all right? It's not 10:30, 10 p.m. I'm going to do it immediately after the show, after the monster response that I got last week when I did the show. We're going to do it at 10 p.m. again this time around. So be ready. It's going to be awesome. SmackDown Live, Lucha Underground. There's going to be some Ring of Honor news this time around. And I might have some extra news from another wrestling organization. I'm not going to tip my hand yet. I'm trying to work on some details. If I get it, I'll reveal it. If I don't, then forget it. So we'll just see you guys next week, tomorrow. So until then, you know the routine. Huzz and Pounds. I'm out. Good night. Mike Bullock, go ahead.
And Fletch, before I get to my shout-outs, I do have some breaking news for you. You're going to have an extra person on the Cerebral Smack Talk tomorrow night.
Nice.
That will be yours truly right here, The Phenom. I will be in the house tomorrow night, so wanted to break that to you. So, of course, shout-outs to all of our tremendous fans and fans out there who continue to support our shows, whether it's this, the Cerebral Smack Talk, Strictly Sports College Football Thursday, NFL Friday. We really appreciate it. We thank you for tuning in tonight on an historic occasion. Of course, shout outs to the First Lady of the Wrestling Forum, Dee Dee Woodson, and shout out to Kevin Woodson and the rest of the Woodson family. Of course, to our other super fans, Matt Ward and Jason Hicksenbaugh, and of course to our friends from our high school days, Al Bredderson, Jimmy Alden, Rob Parsons, Eric Carrier, Tom Souza, and the First Lady of Strictly Sports, Kaiser Butler, and of course the Grand Poobah himself, Derek Ferrera. So that's pretty much going to do it for me. So I'll save my shout outs, of course, for Friday, for Strictly Sports NFL Friday. So until tomorrow night for the Cerebral Smack Talk, this is the Phenom Mike Bullock saying thank you all so very much for tuning in. And of course, you know the routine. Thumbs up. Talk to you later. Yeah, throw it up Fortune 4 style. Bye for now, and enjoy the rest of your night, everybody. So, Florio, take us home.
Yes, we'll do, Bullock. Special shout out to all of our tremendous fans and viewers out there who continue to make our content, you know what it is. We appreciate it as always. You are the best fans in the world. Of course, a special shout out to our First Lady of the Wrestling Forum, the Twisted Angel, Dee Dee Woodson, along with Kevin Woodson and the entire Woodson family. Matt Ward, who recently celebrated a birthday, Jason Hicksenbaugh, Daniel Luttrell from the UK, our other First Ladies, Kaiser Butler, Megan Silva, and Lexi Calloway, our other crew members, Tommy Souza, Eric Carrier, Jimmy Alden, Al Bredderson, and someone who just celebrated a birthday yesterday, another good friend of ours, Rob Parsons. He celebrated a birthday yesterday. We want to send out a very special happy birthday shout out to Rob Parsons, or as MF and I used to call him back in the day, the Rob, because of his similarities with, because he looks so much like The Rock. I mean, he was our classmate, back in our junior high days, and we want to wish him a very happy birthday. I hope he had a great day, a blessed day, and hopefully he's been watching the show. And so, a very special shout out indeed to the Rob Parsons. Special shout out to him indeed, and I'll save the rest of my shout outs for Friday night, including a very special shout out that I'm working on. So that's all I can say for Friday night. And future content, I mean, MF provided it. Immediately following SmackDown Live tomorrow night at 10, we'll have the Cerebral Smack Talk. The three of us will be here. Maybe we'll have Dee Dee Woodson with us as well. I don't know. It's possible. But we're going to recap SmackDown Live and the Ambrose Asylum will be open for business yet again. Dean Ambrose will have his special guest, James Ellsworth. And then that big number one contenders match for the tag team championship. Chad Gable, Jason Jordan, the American Alphas, going up against the new Wyatt family, Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton. The winners will face Slater and Rhino at TLC for the SmackDown tag team titles. That goes down tomorrow night, Columbia, South Carolina. And then Mikey's Mindset, MF will have that. I mean, ROH, Lucha Underground, and whatever that other news is. I can't wait to hear it. So that's tomorrow night. And then Thursday night, the season finale of Strictly Sports College Football Thursday has already come and gone. My word, already. 8 games on the docket, championship week. Only 8 games, guys. So we could get this show in within about an hour and a half if we're lucky, and we don't waste too much time. So 8 games on the docket for championship week. Oklahoma State for the Big 12. I mean, the SEC, Florida and Bama. Clemson and Vatech for the ACC. The Big 10 with Wisconsin and Penn State. The Pac-12 with Colorado and Washington. And a whole lot more. And our final power poll for the season. And then Friday night, NFL Friday, we'll get into that. We'll recap the Dallas-Minnesota game on Thursday. And then, of course, get into the other big games of the week. And that's really all there is to it. And then this weekend, hopefully we can work something out with as far as the TLC preview show goes. I know MF's probably busy. I mean, it's a SmackDown live event. I mean, hopefully MF can find a way to host it. But if not, I'll be more than happy to fill in like I did for the No Mercy show. And but I know he'll be ready for the recap. I know that for a fact. So that all goes down this week. So that's it. So until tomorrow night, following SmackDown Live for the Surreal Smack Talk, ridiculously over Anthony Florio here for good old MF Michael Fletcher, for the Phenom Michael Bullock, and his spirit, the Twisted Angel and First Lady of the Wrestling Forum, Dee Dee Woodson, and the man, the myth, and the legend himself, the Hardcore Pipe, I'm Derek Ferreira. You know the routine, everybody. Thumbs up. Talk to you later. Yeah, throw it up Fortune 4 style. Bye for now, my friends. God bless. Be good to each other. And until tomorrow night for Surreal Smack Talk on MF's channel, BraceFan95, you've been watching this epic edition of Ridiculously Raw right here on the Tone 25 on YouTube.com. And remember, no matter what anyone tells you, wrestling is indeed actually real. Good night, everybody.